Pitch. A flat area of ground that is used for playing sports on. Hundreds of fans invaded the pitch at the end of the game. Track. A piece of ground that is used for running or racing. The cars have to go round the track 18 times. Court. An area marked with lines where some sports are played, including tennis and basketball. I'll meet you at the tennis court. Course. An area where a race or sport takes place. It's one of the most challenging golf courses in the country. Ring. A raised area that is surrounded by ropes where people take part in boxing or wrestling. The boxers are just about to enter the ring. Rink. A large area where people go to skate. Jan fell over on the ice rink and hurt her knee. Win. To defeat everyone else by being the best, or by finishing first in a competition. Who won the race? Beat. To defeat someone in a game, competition, election or battle. England needed to beat Germany to get to the final. Score. To get a point in a game or sport. No one scored in the first half. Play. A piece of writing that is intended to be performed by actors in a theater or on television or the radio. The school's going to put on a play this Christmas. Game. An activity that you take part in for fun, usually one that has rules. Monopoly is a game for all the family. Spectator. Someone who watches a public activity or event. The spectators cheered as the two teams came onto the court for the final. Viewer. Someone who watches television programs. A number of viewers have written in to complain about last week's program. Umpire. Someone whose job is to make sure that players obey the rules in some sports, for example, tennis, baseball and cricket. I hate it when tennis players argue with the umpire. Referee. Someone whose job is to make sure that players in a game obey the rules. The referee blew the whistle and the most important football match of my life began. Final. The last game, race, etc. in a competition that decides who wins the whole competition. We played well throughout the whole tournament, but then lost in the final to Willsboro. Finale. The last part of a performance with the most exciting music and dancing. Everyone in the cast comes on stage and sings for the finale. End. The time when a situation or an event stops. Are you going to stay till the end of the game? Ending. The way in which a story, film or play ends. Children usually prefer books with a happy ending. Bat. A wooden object used for hitting the ball in games such as baseball, cricket and table tennis. A good cricket bat can be extremely expensive. Stick. A long thin piece of wood that is used for hitting or carrying something in a sport. I'm not very happy with my hockey stick. Rod. A long thin bar or stick made of metal, plastic or wood. We got Celia a fishing rod for her birthday. Racket. An object used for hitting the ball in games such as tennis. Can I borrow your tennis racket? Amateur. Done for pleasure instead of as a job. I'm interested in amateur photography, but I'd never want to be a professional photographer. Professional. Playing a sport or taking part in an activity as a job rather than for enjoyment. He became a professional footballer at the age of 18. Sport. Sports in general. The school is keen to involve more young people in sport. Athletics. Sports such as running, throwing and jumping. I love watching athletics, particularly the long jump and the javelin. Interval. A short break between the parts of something such as a play or concert. The play was so boring that we walked out during the interval. Half-time. In football and some other team sports, a period of rest between the two halves of a match. The teams are going to swap ends at halftime, so Coventry will be playing uphill in the second half. Draw. If two teams or opponents draw, or if they draw a match, they both have the same score, so that neither wins. They drew 1-1 with Manchester United last week. Equal. To be as good as someone or something else. She equaled the record with a time of 27.69 seconds. Competitor. Someone who takes part in a competition. There were over 5,000 competitors in the marathon last year. Opponent. Someone who is competing against you. His opponent received only 36% of the vote.